All right. Okay. So we go for these names first, and then we locate them first. Okay. And then we're going to read the location and understand the location. Then we're going to come back to the question and see if they have said the same thing, right? So we're going to go back to, I'm sure that you have found the location of these ones because, yeah, because they are names and they can be easily found. So Simon, so here we have the clock, and clock out here. What are we looking for? Asset.
Second line, sir. Terrace calendar.
Okay. I'm looking for Simon first. Okay. Not here.
Last passage, sir. This line, last passage. First line.
This one? This one? Okay, yeah, here it is. Okay. Let me see if we have Simon here as well. Do we have Simon here? No, I don't think so. Okay, so this is the location that we have got for Simon. And we're going to read this one. Right? So here it is. Recent work by Simon Hewson is of great interest here, for it shows that for young children too, the difficult lies not in the inferential process which the task demands, but in certain perplexing features of the apparatus and the procedures. Okay, so what he said here, so these young children, the difficulty for young children is in the process, is not in the process of doing something, it's in the confusing, perplexing feature, means confusing features of apparatus and the procedure. Okay, when these are changed in ways which do not at all affect the inferential nature of the problem, then 5-year-old children solve the problem as well as college students did in the Candler's own experiment. Okay, right? Okay, so he said when these are changed, if we change the and which do not at all affect the inferential nature of the problem, if we change the apparatus, this one and procedure, and we do not change the process, inferential process here is written and here is written inferential nature of the problem. Okay, so then even the 5-year-old children can do the process the way college students did in the Candler's own experiment. Okay? So what they said here, what this guy Simon said here, two things. He said two things. One is the process, and then the other is the apparatus, means equipment to use. Procedure and apparatus at the one side, and then the process at the one side. He said that the process is difficult. The process is not difficult, process is okay. The only problem is that the apparatus, the equipments, and the procedure is confusing. Okay, so because they are confusing, that's why it creates problem. If we change the apparatus means some kind of equipment and some kind of means let's say the utensil, some kind of, right? If we change them, then even a 5-year-old children could do, and not the, even if a 5-year-old children could do as these college students did in the Candler's own experiment. Okay, got it? Okay, so we're going to read now all of these and see which one goes where. Okay, so is cited a famous in the field of psychology? No, it didn't say anything about it. Did it say anything about it?
No, sir.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so this one demonstrated that the two-stage experiments involving button pressing and inserting a marble into a hole poses problems for certain adults as well as children, right? So did it talk about this?
No, sir.
Okay. Devised an experiment that investigated deductive reasoning without the use of any marble.
No, sir.
Marble, no, nothing, right? So this appears to have proved that a change in the apparatus dramatically improves the performance of children of certain age. Did they talk about this?
Yes, sir. Apparatus.
Yeah, they did say and apparatus, and then
the children of
they said in over there, if you, they said if you change the apparatus and note the process, just change the equipment and note the process, then even a 5-year-old children could do. So certain age group means 5-year-old children, and then the apparatus they talked about changing apparatus. So this is as such, okay, right? And
Yes, sir.
for this one more time. Okay, so now we're going to use a machine to measure inductive reasoning that replace button pressing with the door opening. All right. So no, it didn't talk about.
No, sir.
One more time. Here it is. Houston. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
One more. Here it is. This Simon Houston. Simon Houston.
Simon.
Put this one here. And rather.
Yes, sir.
So yeah, read this one and see if we can find one more answer other than that. If not, then we'll move on to other one.
No, sir.
Okay. Didn't talk about this. Child understand nothing after all about how a marble put into a hole. Child understands nothing after all about how a marble put into a hole can open a little door. How is he to know that any other marble of similar size will do just as well? Yet he must assume that if he is to solve the problem, Houston made the functional equivalents of different marbles. Made the functional equivalents of different marbles clear by playing a swapping game with the children. Okay, two modifications together produce a jump in success rate from 30% to 90% for 5-year-olds and for 35% to 0.5% of 4-year-old children. 3-year-olds, for reason that they are still in need of clarification and improvements, there is a slight drop of performance resulted from. We conclude that children experience very real difficulty when faced with the controller apparatus, but this difficulty cannot be taken as proof that they are incapable of deductive reasoning. All right. So let's see. Let's read further. Use the machine to measure inductive reasoning that replace button pressing with the door opening. Okay. Experiments with these two are correct. Is cited as having demonstrated that earlier experiments into children's ability to reason deductively may have led to the wrong conclusion. You see this one here? Here, he said, we may conclude then that children experience very real difficulty when faced with the candler apparatus. So when they were dealing with this guy's experiment and they were with candler apparatus, but this difficulty cannot be taken by as proof that they are incapable of deductive reasoning. Here it is cited as having demonstrated that earlier experiment into children's ability to reason deductive may have led to the wrong conclusion. Here, they said, this guy Candler said, if they are not, the children are not able to press the button or they use the marble very easily, then they are failing in deductive reasoning. This guy changed something. This guy Houston, here it is. Here it is. Different marbles clear by playing a swapping games with the children. So he played a swapping game with children and means you did that with different marbles. He said that so the children faced real difficulty with the Candler's experiment. Candler's experiment was Candler's apparatus. The equipment he was using was difficult for them, but this difficulty cannot be taken as proof. Even if the children were facing difficulty with the apparatus, it doesn't mean that it's a proof that they are incapable of deductive reasoning. So this guy, Candler, went to the wrong conclusion that they are failing in deductive reasoning. But because they were not able to use the apparatus easily, then they must there is a must of confusion that they can deductive reasoning, but they cannot. And here it says it's cited as having demonstrated that earlier experiments means Candler's experiment into children's ability to reason deductively may have led to wrong conclusion. So this guy Candler went to the wrong conclusion by using a difficult apparatus. I think this one goes to SS as well. Yeah. Yeah. It
Yes,
will be
sir.
difficult to understand. Can you please
Mhm.
hang on, just wait. Let me go back and mute myself. Hang on, just hang on, please. June. Okay, so right, so this is what you need to do. Look for the main keyword. If we have a name of these scientists, so they are easy to find as compared to this word psychology. If you go and look for this word psychology, it will be difficult to look to find this word. But and one more thing is that they might have the synonym of the same word. Like instead of the word psychology, they might have something over there. So then it will be difficult for you to get it. But scientists' name, they cannot change the names. They cannot paraphrase the names. There's no way. So you will find these ones very easily. Okay, so let's go to the second one, Clark Hull or CEH. So I'm gonna increase this one a little bit. We have the Clark Hull here, and then here as well. We do have the Clark Hull again. Do we have Clark here? No. Here's the word Candler. Candler again. You see, right now I'm scanning. Scanning means I'm looking for these words only. Michel Cole and his colleagues. Here we have Candler again. I'm just scanning. I'm not reading anything right now. Nothing is in my mind. So let's look for Clark Hull one more time. Not here. Do we have Clark Hull over here? There is Houston one more time. You see the word Simon Houston for assets. Let's do this one first because then we might find something else as well, right? Do you see how important it is to look for the keyword as many times as it is given? And in these type of question, you have to look at the keyword all the time. So there might here are the chances that you might find the answer to some other question. Read this one and tell me what does it mean. I mean, not telling me and then read this one, understand, and then come back here and read all of these ones. Okay, read this one, please. You understand? Hello.
32.
32. You read this one already? 32, right? How do you think that is the 32? How do you think it's 32? Please tell me.
Mm, sir,
Please tell me. You're doing great.
सर क्या बताना है?
Why
मुझे
it's
पता ही
32?
नहीं चला.
Why this asset? Why this is location of 32? Why we need to write assets here at 32?
Sir, 29. 29.
Why is 29 now?
Location. Button pressing,
Okay.
whole poses marble
So
problems.
Houston made two crucial changes: button pressing
Yes,
mechanism.
sir.
He replaced that one with side panels by drawers. In these panels, which the child could open and shut. Okay, so they just need to open and shut the drawers. They don't need to press the button. So this guy Candler,
Sir? Yes, sir.
tell me.
The 29th, 29th.
Demonstrated that the two-stage experiment involving button pressing and inserting a marble into a hole possessed problems for certain adults as well as children. But here he said that he replaced. So this guy Candler was the person who was taking the experiment. Okay, Candler were using button
Yes, sir.
pressing. Candler were using button pressing, but this guy Houston, instead of button pressing, he used drawers opening and closing. Like we have drawers in our almirah, so we open and close them. This is what the children needs to do.
Yes,
Close the door, open the drawer and close the drawer. They don't need to press the button. And here they're
yes,
talking about demonstrated that two-stage experiments involving button pressing and inserting mobiles into the whole problems into a whole possess problem for certain adults as well as children. So this that
yes, sir.
endless
32.
experiment was two-stage. 32.
Yes, sir.
how is
SH.
how is 32? How is 32?
Sir, replace the button pressing, drawer opening,
Mhm. So why you didn't find this one that time, the time you were doing it? Why you didn't find
reasoning,
this one? Hmm? Tell me. Correct answer. Yeah, this one is correct.
measure, machine to measure inductivity.
Machine
That
to measure inductivity, and here
I
it is
find.
inductive. The look away the mystery from the stage training, and he helped the child to understand that there was no magic about the specific marble, which during second stage of training, experiment handled something like that. So here they said, here he said this
Yes, sir. Replace
that
the
replace the button pressing with drawers. Why you didn't
drawer.
find
Yes,
this one while you were doing it?
yes, sir. S.
No, you tell me why you didn't find this one. Because you weren't that careful, right?
Yes, sir.
Hmm. Let's go and read about CS, Clark Hull, right?
Yes, sir. Carbon.
So now it's going to be you who's going to find the answer. I'm not going to find the answer. So we have found the Clark Hull here. So this is Clark Hull. So I would say CH, and here as well, CH. Oh, sorry, really bad writing. And here as well. Yeah. So
One
now
of the
tell me.
most
Now read this one first and tell me what does it say.
one of the most prominent of psychologists, Clark Hull claimed that this is reason by the other behaviors like the Clark Hull
Mm-hmm. You want me to go
said
to the
by
question?
uh, yes, sir, psychologist, one of the most prominent of
Here it is.
mm, he is cited as famous in the field of city. So go to passage one that as famous. Sir,
Mhm.
28th 28th is Clark Hull.
Yeah, correct answer. Why you didn't do that when you were doing it?
Because
Yeah,
in
tell.
the first paragraph,
Mhm.
Clark Hull told about the Bridge of Ball and it is famous.
That's
So,
what I'm saying to you. Why you didn't do this when you were doing this passage? If you find the answer now, why you didn't find
psych-
it before?
psychologist.
Hmm. Why you didn't find the answer before? Tell me. You should be really, really careful while doing these type of questions. Shall I go to the paragraph one more time and let's see if we can find a couple of more answers, right? Here we are. Yeah. So that's it. Do you want to move to the other scientists or do you want to read about CH? Hello.
Mm. Yes, sir.
Mm. Read
Just
something more about CH and then we'll.
hit a machine order to two stages. Redness, but it does not hold toy. So, mm,
Okay. Do you want me to move to the questions?
yes, sir. Clark was given. Mm. So 28 to have 29
In English, please.
demonstrated two stages. Sorry, and demonstrated the two-stage experiment. No, sir. 29. No.
Okay.
Experiment investigated reductive animal. No, sir.
Okay. So 29, 23 are not. So then these are, what are the answer of 33rd and 34th?
33rd MC,
Mm.
Michelle Cole and colleges, and 34 HTK, Howard and Terrace
S,
Square.
T, and
K.
K. Okay.
K. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Okay. So we have just only two left. So,
Yes, sir.
right, so CH is gone, SH is gone, HTK is gone, and then we got MC left. Do you want to go and find
M.
about MC?
Yes, sir.
All right. So let's look for MC. You tell me. Initial call. Yeah.
So here, second line, first passage,
Yeah.
Michelle
This
Cole
one,
and his
right?
colleges. That. Yes, sir.
Colleagues, right? So
Can
this
you
one,
can
do we have somewhere else as well?
button pressing machines used to So question, button pressing machine. Look different. Sir, 29th.
Mhm.
Button pressing. Button pressing.
What is MC or not?
No, no,
Okay.
1 minute, sir. Told about button pressing. Mm, the demonstrated that the two-stage experiment involving button pressing and inserting a marble into hole pose problem for certain adults as well as children. Sir, passes
Passive. Okay.
two-stage experiment involving inserting a marble into two different stages. The machine contained a key that when the block and three notice there state to behavior segment, key the user properly before the task being formulated to be the same. Make different dealing note based in machine structure in vertical. So, um, in this passage, not all about as well as children's.
Okay. So let me see. Mr. Cole and his colleagues that adults is an African culture. Apparently cannot do the kindness
Adult.
task either. So he said that if this adult is from Africa, he can know the kindness task. But it lessens on the other hand when we learn that a task was devised which was strictly analogous to the kindness one, but much easier for the African males to handle. On the other hand, which we learned that a task was devised which was strictly analogous to the kindness one, but okay, so we should. So what he's telling Michel Cole here and his colleagues that African male cannot do the kindness task, but on the other hand, then it if we change something, then it will be easy for the African males to do, and but the kindness one would be facing a little bit difficulty. Okay, listen here. Two-stage experiments involving button pressing and inserting a marble into a hole possess that's for certain adults as well as children. Okay, so certain adults. There they said the African adults means they were referring back to certain adults, African. Here they don't have the word African, but yes, it poses problem for certain adults and children. And there they said that African males cannot do it, African adults cannot do it. So that means this is MC.
MC.
Yeah. And if you go back one more time, and do you have any other location of MC? Initial call.
So passive.
This is the passage.
Okay, sir. Mm, no, sir. deductive reasoning.
You see where I marked here?
Code.
Michelle Cole.
Yes, sir. Yes, the code.
Read this one and see if it goes to the that question.
Investigation. Local for colored. There still be machine. The similar meaning objects. Clear even need to do. Integration meaning integration.
Addition. Integration meaning addition to something, mixing up with something.
Question. Machines. Button press. Right. Random investigation deductive machine with views of without.
Yes, ma'am. Please tell me.
I know investigative deductive reasoning,
Without the use of
any
any model.
experiment.
So the meaning is that he means whoever this guy is, he created an experiment, talked about an experiment,
Yes,
who investigated deductive reasoning without the use of any marble. So his experiment didn't use any marble, but investigation means like police does with the crime scene. They investigate, okay, they analyze everything, they analyze the documents, and then they investigate and then go to culprit to find out what happens. This is so devised an experiment that investigated deductive reasoning without the use of any marbles. You come here.
Note with the strange machine family meaning of strange machine.
If you read this one, I guess we can get our answer here. Instead of button pressing, so no button pressing, and there in the question that says without button pressing, right?
Yes,
So instead of button pressing means no button pressing. Okay, so children do not need to press a button, and there is in the question it says no button without button pressing. So same thing. All use the locked box, locked, right, and two different colored math boxes with two different colored, one of which contained a key that would open the box. So two math boxes has a key in it, two separate math boxes, and then they have one of them will have a key in it, and that will open the box. Notice that there are still two behavior segments, two things here, right? One, the right, open the right math box to get the key and use the key to open the box. So the task seems formally to be the same, but psychologically it is quite different. Now the subject is dealing not with a strange machine, but with familiar meaning objects. Means again, doing the same thing, so investigating the same thing, the deductive reasoning, but then not dealing with the marbles. And there in the paragraph, it says without the use of marble,
And
right? And there they said
yes,
instead of marble, so MC is the answer of this one,
yes,
right? So this is how you need to do.
yes.
Okay, so very thank you for this class, and we will be just stopping the recording now.